Okay, so let's wrap this up.
But if a man is continuing to ask you for your money, he's weak.
Yeah. You say he's weak?
I think he is.
He's gonna get him another job or another education.
Yeah, he might do something for himself.
Some extra education.
But why he keep coming to me asking me for money? Yeah, he might need part-time.
Who else he gonna come to? You ain't got but one account. He can't go nowhere else.
That's why he don't have to come ask me, because it's all in that one pot. Just go get it, baby.
He do have to ask.
No, he does
I witnessed it.
Why is he trust?
I witnessed it.
Oh, the $8. He didn't have no cash.
Bingo. The man didn't have $8 to pay for his t-shirt at church. She had asked, but she didn't have the $8.
But I had $8 in my purse.
She had 2 ones in her purse, and they didn't get the $8 right.
He had the money in the car. He didn't want to go to the car to get the money out the car.
But I heard him ask, "Can I have $8?" And she said, "What you need $8 for?"
I sure did, because I just wondered, what do you need $8
for? But then why did he have to ask you? And his money in there too? So all you need to do is give him $8 and just say he asked for $8. That's all you need to know.
No, I don't want to know why he wanted the $8.
See? One account and still no trust.
No, I trust him.
And the man had the shirt right there.
He can go get whatever he wants after the count. We are in this together. We are as one.
But she's still questioning why he's spending $8.
I want to know what
not $800.
We sitting in the church. What you want $8 for?
Not $800.
You want to check out for your tithes. What you want $8 for?
See?
Wow.
Not $800. $8.
We ain't even gonna do a round.
I hate $8.
Questions are just pouring in. Are more Christian women carrying candy coat nights now than their Bibles?
Get my
Candy coat.
She probably don't know what that is.
Yeah, candy has a line.
Rewrite that question.
Oh,
you don't know what that is?
Okay, and summing it up is, and I guess, it's like, I think back in the, do women use,
or they tap more into their sexuality?
Christian women tap more into their sexuality, yeah.
He drunk sugar-coated.
Yeah. Christian women
we're gonna say
masturbation right?
There you go.
Is masturbation right? If you're not fornicating and you're not married with your husband,
biblically,
you should you not do
biblically we're not supposed to.
Yeah, coming from the Bible.
But we know we all have sinned and we've all fallen short.
From the glory.
There you go. And so, and even with that, when we sin, we're not supposed to continue on with the sin.
That's right. You're supposed to stop.
And the thing is, now you can't even really point fingers because it's from the pulpit to the back door. Wow. So people tap into their sexuality because you got more sex scandals in the church now than you do outside of the church.
Right. Okay. So
some of them may be carrying their lipstick next to their Bible.
Okay. Wow.
In the same purse.
Okay.
But what makes it bad? She might need a moment later on.
I don't know, you kind of quiet.
Because I'm just like,
she's Catholic. She's Catholic.
Lipstick.
No, it is a lipstick.
Yeah,
your homework assignment is to go home and look up candy bars.
Yeah, Candy has a line of products for women for sex, for their pleasure. Where they can.
And she makes them cute. They look like cosmetic items,
so
that you can easily conceal.
One looks like a lipstick.
They're not raunchy looking anymore.
Yeah,
they're cute.
They're in disguise.
So is masturbation okay? Well, if you're single or married?
I think everybody's done it.
Right.
Don't lie.
If you, I don't think you should. If you, if you try to live a Christian life, no. The flesh is weak, but you gotta pray that up off you. I don't think you should do it.
Okay, Anna.
We've been
masturbate or have sex.
It's
true, but it seems like
can't get pregnant having
it seems like the lesser of two evils almost.
It is. That's why it's hard.
It does, but I fall weak every day.
Bingo, we're all
Hey.
We've been taught that it's wrong. So technically it's wrong, or we've been taught that it's wrong.
It's biblically wrong.
Wrong.
Ain't no technical.
So that's what I'm saying. But I think everyone does it.
Correct.
Yeah. A majority.
And the ones that's lying and saying they're not, they are.
Or they're doing worse. They're having that.
They're upset that the ones that don't have a problem with saying that they're doing it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because then it's like you're calling them out on the cool.
Okay.
And I don't think you should, to each his own.
I'd like to put a camera in some pastor studies.
Ooh, good. That'd be a good reality show. Just that camera in that study.
Shame on.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's go ahead. This is real good, y'all.
Yeah, it's lipstick. It is.
Lipstick in the pulpit.
I gotta Google that later.
She said she gotta Google that later. No, that's mine. But you do need to Google candy bars.
Yeah, you do. Wow. So you can see
BURRIS.
Okay.
Candy, we will take that check.
And this is
that's your commercial plug.
Matter of fact,
might get a discount.
But every plug I ain't gonna pay for it, not even shipping.
Okay, so
Are you choked up?
Question, y'all, for the evening, and I think this is a good one, and we're gonna go around the table and complete this sentence. I am most happiest when
I'm around good family and friends.
Yeah, I am most happy when I'm around friends and family, and we just chilling, having a good time, laughing and just talking, having a good time. Yeah.
Don't say using your lipstick.
Happy is not the word.
Yes, Daddy.
I am most happiest when those that I love that are in my circle are happy. Because their happiness makes me happy. So.
Yeah.
So do you think the world has a false perception of what happiness really is? Do you think we've lost that we think it's more or less career,
people,
how we excel and having money,
material things? Yeah.
I think people tag happiness to that because you can be the Amish family that doesn't have cell phones and vehicles and this, that, and other, whatever, and they get up together, they grow together, they pray together, they love this, that, and other, whatever, and be happy. So I think it's an individual thing. People that tie happiness to money and things like that, they're never happy. Yeah. They're never going to be happy because there's always going to be someone with more money. There's going to be someone who's there's more technologically sound. There's always going to be somebody who has more material. And so if they center their happiness around material things, they'll never be happy because they'll never ever
get enough.
Excel. Yeah. Like they were saying, they said never say never. Avoid always because neither one can be proven. So my thing is you got to find what makes you happy. And my thing is if I get up in the morning, first of all, I'm happy because I'm here. I could be 6 feet under. I'm breathing. I'm well. Those, like I said, in my circle that I love are well. And so that's enough to be happy about. You know what I'm saying? So whatever is next that's coming, I'm looking forward to it, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to create what's happy, our own happiness, exactly.
And let's, and Anna, me and you talked about this earlier this week about how sometimes we get in a rut and we don't feel happy. So, and we just helping some people here. What advice would you give someone to get their happy back if they felt they lost it some kind of way? How do you think they should go about getting that back?
You need to reassess and then own it is what it is. Like you're unhappy, you have to own that you're unhappy first. Identify it first, and then once you do, find whatever. If you already know what your happiness is, go back to the simple thing, the simplest things. If it's for you taking a hot shower when you get home, going to catch a workout, going to hang around good family and friends. Whatever it is that pulls you through that situation, I would suggest doing it. And for me, it's making the determination. I'm going to be happy today. Like I've got, like this is as low as I can go. I can't stay in bed another day because I found myself at one point where I was like in bed for like 4 or 5 hours, and that wasn't like myself. A couple of Sundays ago where I got home at 5, but I was content with lounging around until 11 o'clock, so I fell asleep, and that's just not me. So the next day I was like, oh no, I gotta get myself out of this. So I went to the gym in the morning, and then decided to just find. You almost tell yourself, I'm gonna be happy today, and I'm gonna find the little joy because there's somebody doing this today without an arm, with breast cancer, with being a stroke victim. There's always someone that has it worse. So I think that's what helps me get through it, is to knowing that I tell myself, quit being spoiled. Everybody's going through something, and then just be grateful to God that you're doing it mobily, that you can see it, that you can feel it, that you have your fingers in your toes. You just have to literally be grateful for everything.
Right. That's good.
And
that's true. The small things make me happy. I don't have to have big, like, big things or it's just small things make me happy. If I'm just sitting with a girlfriend and we just having a good time, just laughing and talking, that makes me happy. I've never been the person where I have to have something big to satisfy me. Just small little simple things. Because the piggyback like off what she said, I got my hands, I'm breathing, I'm talking, I'm walking, and it's people out there that don't have that wish they can have. So that makes me happy just to know I can get around on my own. I don't need somebody lifting me up and I'm in a wheelchair. So you have to talk yourself through those moments, because we all have unhappy moments, you know, and you have to talk yourself through that and look at the good. Hey, I'm better than this person, I'm better than that. You just gotta talk yourself through it, because you will get in a depressed stage and just want to sleep and lay all day when you're unhappy like that.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Veronica, because you're a mom and you're a wife and you work every day and you have on all of these hats and you're constantly giving and you're constantly busy. And what you just said is so true, finding the simplest thing in life. How do you find the time, or what steps would you give someone to find the time to give back to themselves? Because in your role, you're expected to give. So when do you give back to yourself to do those simple things?
I say, you know what, I'm finna stop. Because if I get into that stage that I'm getting into, it is because I'm overworked, or I'm overcommitted, or I'm overly, so I feel like I'm being not used, but I feel like I'm just not appreciated.
You become resentful.
Yeah, because I feel like I took on too much, or I'm doing too much, or I'm always pleasing, my husband, child, whatever, or family, or whatever. And that's one thing I used to be a people. I used to want to please my family. I want to do, we got to do this, and I've learned now, no, I got to do what makes me happy. So if that means I got to back away for a little while and get in Veronica, just get into her, then you have to accept that I got to give myself that time. So yeah, I'm going to go away, I'm going to go walking, or I'm going to go sit and look at a movie, or do something, or go lay in the bed just quietly. If that's what I want to do, don't come talk to me, don't bother me, because I need my moment. And I think once I did that and got back into myself, then I'm energized, I'm ready to go. I mean, I can help you now to get through whatever you need. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You do have to take that time to get you to do yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jimmie, you, been married, divorced, a lot of women in your situation, you've hit the 40. And most people think once we hit 40, then life is down. Yeah, they think that. So being a woman, 40, divorced, have a daughter, and now you're an empty nester. What advice would you give someone to find their happiness in your situation?
Well, in my situation, 40 was the new for me, because these are the happiest days I've lived in my 40s. Because I feel like I'm at a point now, pretty much anything I want, I touch, I'm able to go after and I get it. And I think for me, 40 actually made me more energized for it. And I think in every aspect of my life, we talked about the candies, I'm in my peak. I mean, I'm literally, I see everything in my life completely different now. I'm loving the fact that my daughter's away at college. My thing is, what I've taken is, what I spend my days and attribute my hard work to is pushing her the way my mom didn't push me. I want more for her than I had for myself. I want to do more over and beyond of what I saw my mom gain growing up. And pretty much I'm a go-getter, so I pretty much, whatever I set my sights to, sometimes I'm in too many things at one time, but whatever I set my sights on, I'm focused on it. I'm trying to get it, because we only have one life to live. Yeah. And I want to spend my time helping other people, doing, conquering, gaining, flourishing, and whatever, that is. But the empty nest thing allows me to find the me time, because I've been able to do some things, that I wasn't able to do while raising my daughter. Of course, I go back and I have some regrets because there's a lot of things that I wish I could have done, or I said that I was going to do and I didn't, you know, busy with working and different things like that. But I know for a fact that my daughter has seen my hard work, and she knows that my hard work was for her. And so everything that I didn't do for myself, or that I didn't buy for myself, was all for her gain, because that's why I didn't. I forsook myself for her. And so as far as the happy, you know, even now with her being gone, I'm able to assess in my quiet time relationships that I have, people in my circle, you know, what works for my life, what doesn't, what adds to it, what takes away. And you know, you said being a giver. I've always been a giver. And so I feel like now at this time in my life, it's time for me to start taking some things back. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking, you know, taking what I know that I planted seeds to gain. And so someone that's in my situation, you know, look ahead and look forward, you know, to the positives. Use this time as a time to self-evaluate. Look over the things that you've done wrong, you know, the turns that you took that you shouldn't have, and reassess the situation and get back on track. You know, I'm one that I'm always writing things down. My things to do list, you know, was very, very huge. But it was this time in my life that the people that came along in my life, like you and, you know, Carlos and my DFWs and my church members and, you know, friends and people at work, those circles I gained because it was this right time in my life in my 40s to gain that, because I don't think I could have, I don't think it could have worked in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It wouldn't have worked in my 30s. And I think completely different. You know, everything I think differently. You know, people, you know, my discernment is different, relationships, all of that. Everything is completely different. And so the new that I took on this year, that new meant it was about me. So everything that I get into, that I'm involved with this year, is about building Hair by Jimmie, Jimmie LaVon Sanders, Lips by Jay, Janae Ward. It's about building my circle, you know, and not everybody else's. You know, my bold, ball, and beautiful. Yeah, everything. It's about building all of those things that I'm centered around. You know, whether it's teaching or whatever, because I want to be able to, when I leave here, to have inspired someone. You know, but I've conquered everything that I wanted to conquer, and I've lived my life to the fullest, and I've used my gifts and my talents to the fullest, and that I feel that I've served my purpose. That I feel like I'm serving my purpose. So
and that's real good, and we're about to get out of here. So in not calling it being selfish, but I mean that's what I have to call it, I guess, for lack of words. Sometimes you do have to pull back.
Just self-investment,
just self-invest in yourself. To invest back in yourself, because you have to replenish to continue to give.
Exactly.
Because if you're empty, you're no longer able to give. So,
and that's true, because I have a giving spirit, and I have to replenish myself so I can continue to do that. If not, I shut down completely. We don't want to just do nothing. So you do have to replenish yourself when you are a giver.
Okay.
And I'll give you a phone number, so when you're ready for that massage, so don't just go in the room and sit in the bed.
Okay.
Go in there and get your massage. Today, so.
Well, I'll take that phone number.
And all the world you about to
as well as that emptiness. I like that when you said that about the emptiness, because I feel like that's what I'm finna be, because me and my daughter are so close.
Oh, yes.
And when you said that emptiness, I was like, I wonder how am I going to feel when she's gone away from me, because me and her do a lot of stuff together. So I'm going to be at a different stage in my life when it comes to that.
It's going to be Veronica time then, and Veronica's going to become the baby.
Okay, I like that, Jimmie.
You taking care of the husband, but you're going to become the baby.
I like that.
Arlen, you about to say something?
No, looking forward to that.
I am. Wait, when is
you need your toy. That can be used. That can be used in conjunction.
I think that what caused me to be in the situation that I was in 2 weeks ago was because I'm naturally a giver as well.
Right.
If you don't take that time to stop, then you will become resentful, and it can affect you in different ways. And with me, it just made me feel like overwhelmed, where I went into like this tortoise shell, and I really didn't want to talk to anybody. I just was like, for the day I was tapped out.
Yeah. Because you feel like I'm just giving my all.
That's when I had to go, like you said, do that self-analysis. You go through the self-reflection, be like, okay, well, what's going on internally here? And then that's when I discovered, okay, I sit on the board, and I was asked to sit on the board again for another 2 years, and I had to tell them no, which is a real hard word for me because naturally I want to give.
Exactly.
But by telling them no, it was such a relief to tell them no.
You felt good.
Yeah, you feel very good because it's just like,
the burden was lifted.
The burden was lifted.
Because in telling them no, you're telling yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. Because you were just doing it just to please them, but you were still unhappy because you was doing it and you really didn't want to.
Yeah, and it affects you in all areas of your life, because what caused me to even think about that is I had started this program at work that other coworkers were using called My Fit Foods. So it caused me to force myself to have to, I thought, okay, well, this costs so much money a week. Perhaps if I cook on my own. You just had to start reevaluating things. It's like, okay, I don't have time to do anything. And that's why I'm going to pick up something real quick at 8 or 9 o'clock, is because I'm too busy doing A, B, C, and D. So I think that's important to stop and make that self-reflection, and then, you know, spend some time with yourself. Because even we talked about being emotionally bankrupt, you're too busy giving away to other people, and nobody's giving back.
Well, thank you, ladies, for coming to the Truth Bowl. We appreciate you guys for doing this here, and this has been really, really good. And thank y'all again.
In my life, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen things that I've never thought or could ever dream. But there is one thing I haven't seen. I've never ever seen God fail. I've seen God do some miraculous things. I've seen Him heal, touch and deliver, and set some folks free. But there is one thing I haven't seen. I've never ever seen God fail. Out of all the things that He can do, there is one thing that He won't ever do. Seen it in my little bitty old life, and I don't believe I ever will see it. Oh, I've never seen it. Oh no, and I won't ever see it. Can I get a witness that I've never seen it? I've never seen it, and I don't believe I ever will now, and I won't ever see it. I've never seen it now. I've never seen it, and I won't ever will, and I won't ever see it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it, and I won't ever see it, and I won't ever see it. say